All right, what's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's USANA Athlete live stream. I'm your host, Jason Nacy. Today, we have an awesome guest. She's part of the largest water show in the world, and in my opinion, posts some pretty amazing stuff on her social media. Please welcome to the show, TJ Milne. TJ, how are you doing? I got all worried there at the last second about pronouncing your last name.
You pronounced it perfectly.
Yes.
Thank you. And thank you for having me today.
Man, how you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. I just celebrated my birthday here and it's still my birthday in North America. I feel so full of love. I feel like I could explode. It's just been an awesome birthday and amazing I get to share part of it with you today.
Well, you took my thunder because I was gonna say happy birthday. I was even gonna sing happy birthday. Just kidding.
Oh,
Just kidding.
wow.
No,
You can still, I don't mind.
nobody wants to see that. So, hey, let's just fire right into the questions.
Okay.
How'd you get into dancing? I mean, you're an amazing dancer. I've watched tons of your videos on YouTube. Like I said in the intro, the stuff that you do on social media is amazing. Yeah, how did you get into dancing?
Okay, well, I think I was about 9 years old and I wanted to be just like my big sister. My big sister went to ballet on the Saturdays and I wanted to follow in her footsteps like every little sister would like to. So that's originally how I got into ballet. And I can remember my first dance class, going into the class, enjoying and walking out of the class and saying, Mom, this is what I wanted to do, which kind of put her in a hard spot because I have two sisters that I'm very close with. And she wanted us all to have different talents so that we were never competing with one another. But then it all turned out that we all fell in love with ballet and we all danced together growing up. So it ended up being something wonderful, but it originally started because I wanted to follow in the footsteps of my older sister.
So that's interesting. You bring up your mom was worried about the you guys competing against each other. Did that was that ever an issue for you guys?
Never, actually. I come from like a really supportive and encouraging family. So actually what happened was we would help one another. We coached one another. We cheered on one another for each performance or each competition we did. And to this day, they are definitely my biggest fans. We've all gone in different directions and different lifestyles, but they are my biggest fans. So I couldn't imagine not dancing with them growing up.
That's really cool. So a lot of people don't know this. They might know it, but I've got an identical twin brother.
Oh, really?
And
Wow.
yeah. And I think people always think, oh, twins, you're so competitive. But yeah, my brother and I think, at least in my head, there was things that I knew he was better at, and there was things that I was better at. And so yeah, I always thought it was fun having, sharing some of the same passions and helping each other out. But
For sure. You could go home after a dance class and say, hey, how did you get that turn? Or can you help me with this? It can be a beautiful experience if you are open to that. So that's amazing for you.
so you're born in, I'm not even trying to pronounce it because before we went live, you told me, and I can't remember the city. Is it a city or is it a town just outside of Toronto where you were born?
Yes, it's a city. It's called Kitchener-Waterloo.
Kitchener-Waterloo. Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
But most people, when I share overseas where I'm from, I say Toronto because it's
yeah.
the big city there, but it's actually maybe an hour and a half away from Toronto, and it's called Kitchener-Waterloo.
Kitchener-Waterloo. What? I mean, I love the sound of that, the way it rolls off of your tongue. It's pretty cool.
Thank you. It is fun.
So, and now you're in Macau.
Yes.
How long have you been in Macau?
So I have been in Macau. It will be coming up on 6 years in July. I moved here on a whim. I actually had no idea where Macau was when I originally landed the job. But yeah, I have this spontaneous side of my personality. And, when you have a dream and you have a passion and you want to just chase it, I just jumped on that plane and came over here. I thought I have such a beautiful support system and a lovely country back home. If I ever needed to go back home to Canada, I could, but I thought, let's be brave, let's be bold, and let's jump on this plane and go overseas to Macau.
Is it everything you thought it would be? I mean, like culturally, it's like a 180. It's completely different.
Yes, it's definitely completely different over here. And the weather is very different than Canada. We're used to snowstorms and bundling up in our Canada Goose jackets, but here you can wear a dress pretty much all year round. And the humidity is different here. So the weather you have to change a little bit with, but I've really loved the culture. I've never been to this side of the world until I moved here about 6 years ago. And this city is really unique because they kind of refer to it as the Las Vegas
Yep.
of Asia. We've got the casinos, the bright lights, that lifestyle, but you can actually get so lost in the twists and turns of the streets on the other side away from the casinos, and you can find hidden temples, you can go to authentic Chinese markets, you can see landmarks that are so specific to the city over here that are just so different than Canada. So I've really enjoyed that aspect of exploring this city.
So what's been your favorite experience being over in Macau? Putting you on the spot.
Okay, I have a lot of favorite experiences, but I would have to say, putting me on the spot, probably my most favorite moment was when my mom came to visit me in Macau with my aunt. And I got to perform and show her the show. There's a lot of media online, but when you actually sit in the audience and you can sit in all different parts of the theater because it's almost like a theater in the round. And no matter where you sit, you'll have a different experience. You'll see something new in the show. And yes, so this performance was super special because she knew my journey of dancing and my goals and my dreams and how I never gave up. So having her and my aunt in the audience was amazing, doing that final bow at the end. And at the final bow, my work is really amazing. Sometimes they allow you to kind of sneak in position so that you can position in front of your friends and family. They really are supportive when we have visitors over here. So bowing to my mom, blowing her a kiss was definitely one of my favorite experiences here.
That's really cool. That's and I was supposed to come out last year and
Yes.
and watch you perform, but with the unfortunate circumstances, I wasn't able to get out there. Hopefully, either towards the end of this year, maybe early next year, I'll be able to get out there. But it looks insane. Like, what got you? How did you get that job in the show? Is it the House of the Dancing Dragon? Is that what it's called?
The House of Dancing Water.
Dancing Water, that's right.
Close, yes. Yeah, it's amazing. And I was so looking forward to you coming out to see the show. I wanted to show all my friends to you. I wanted to give you the special VIP tour backstage and just smile at you and thank you for the support of my training here. Yeah, so how I landed the job actually was serendipitous, I guess you could say. I was dancing, taking open class in New York City. New York City is a great hub for dancers to just go. You can take any class you want. You can explore different styles. It's a great community there. So I had a little bit of time in between contracts. So I went there to chase my dancing dreams, and I read a bio of an amazing teacher online. So I popped into his class. I wanted to explore a little bit more of contemporary dance. My background is mostly classical ballet, but I wanted to learn, I wanted to explore more. And it is actually because of him that I landed this job here. I really loved his style of class. His name is Ryan Daniel Beck, and I kept following him. Any class he had, I wanted to continue to learn. And one day he just put my name forward. He saw casting for dancers here at the show, House of Dancing Water, and I applied on a whim. I went through the audition process, and that's how it happened, kind of in a way I never imagined, because we often, chase those auditions,
Yeah.
we have the rejection and we keep going audition and gig. And yeah, this was just a really beautiful moment in my career. So that's how I feel. I know I am where I'm supposed to be.
I mean, that stage looks daunting. Like, it looks crazy. Everything going on. I have done a water show in Las Vegas, but
Yes.
that looks like, you know, minuscule compared to what you guys are doing.
Thank you. Yes. I mean, walking onto the stage for the very first time, coming from the ballet world where we perform in usual stage where we have the wings and the backstage.
Yeah.
This was definitely, I guess, daunting is a great word to explain it. And there's also excitement stepping on that stage because there's so many different moving pieces. There's so much magic happening that the audience actually never sees above and below, under the water, on the sides. We love to describe it as like a very well-oiled machine. So, but yeah, it's a really beautiful creation. And yeah, every show is different because of all of those elements, which keeps it exciting and keeps it thrilling to perform there.
Well, and I don't want you to give away any secrets,
Oh
but
no.
what's crazy is these water shows, when people disappear in the water and you don't see them again, it's like, where do they go?
Yes, it's really, really magical. And I think that we know how it works,
Yeah.
but I think that it still thrills us every time to know, like, we know what we're doing under the water. We know how we have to go. We know our skills under there. But for the audience who has never seen it before, to experience that and to not know where we're going to pop up or what is going to happen next,
Yeah.
is something going to come above or from the sides, it thrills us too as performers on stage to keep that excitement alive.
Well, and it's like magic. Like, I don't want to know how you guys do it
Yes.
because it probably would take a little bit of the excitement away, but yeah, definitely like magic. So I got a question
Okay.
from my wife, actually.
Okay.
She asked, is there a dream part or character you'd like to perform?
Hmm. Well, I actually play two roles in the show, two of the female roles. So my first role that I play is one of the dancers, and we call it kind of like the evil stepsister or daughter to the Dark Queen. And I really love that character because it's very playful and fun. We have specific things and places we need to be on the stage, but there's a lot of freedom of how you want to act, how you want to explore.
Yeah.
You can create a different story inside your head every single show and see where that goes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And the beautiful thing about work is they allow you that freedom to kind of explore and bring about your character. But yes, I guess my dream kind of came true a little bit since I came here. There's one character, she's called the Princess in the show. She's the leading female character. Actually, my close friend and colleague, she plays the role full time, and she's an amazing dancer. So we always need backups in the show if someone's ill or something is happening. And so I had the opportunity to learn that role. And it's a really special role because there's, like you were intrigued, all of the entrances and exits are magical, going underneath the water. And it was my first time playing a character in the spot like that, and needing to have a journey from the beginning of the show to the end of the show in a spotlight the entire time. So that was definitely a dream, and it still is a dream to continue to perform that. And it's really nice to see the other people who play this role. We're constantly studying one another, we're constantly helping one another, but there is freedom in that role to perform that role as yourself, as you, how you want to express it. So it's really special to be able to do that.
So it kind of sounds like you guys are a family. Do you guys hang out quite a bit after hours? Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you guys are really, really close.
Yes, I think, kind of like any profession, we spend a lot of hours inside the theater. Because of the technicalities of the show, we definitely need to practice, rehearse. There are constantly new people coming in. We're training new people. So we need to help those people find their role, validate their role, and learn about the show. So we do become very close because we are spending many hours in the theater together. And I would say we're all passionate about what we do. So it's very easy to hang out with people that are just as passionate as you. And we may come from all different profiles. We have 31 different countries of athletes here. We have stage managers, scuba divers, dancers, acrobats, all different sorts of people here. So you can walk into the theater and you can learn different skills, you can learn different hobbies. And because we are all far away from home in Macau, like you said, we are a close family and a close community. We are the people we celebrate Christmas with, New Year's, all of those birthdays with. So it's really special. And I would say that's what makes this experience better, is definitely the people that love you and appreciate you and spend these moments with you here in Macau.
That's awesome. All right. Let's jump to a different subject real quick. So you've been a USANA athlete for a while now.
Yes.
I know you've tried tons of the different products. So as you've explored the USANA products, what would you say your favorite product is?
Oh, do I have to just pick one?
No, you could throw it out there, whatever.
Okay. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is actually the new face oil. That's the newest product that I tried. I really, really love it because, first of all, it smells really good. And I feel like it hydrates my skin and keeps my skin really smooth. I'm really excited for when we go back to the show. We're on pause because of the challenging times right now. Yeah. But I'm really excited when we go back to the show because we actually wear waterproof makeup for the show. So I feel like this oil is going to be really nice on the skin after we take off our makeup every day. So that is the one that pops to my mind first because it's the newest product that I've tried. But I would say for sure my number one would be the health pack. Yeah. I absolutely love the health pack. It's very convenient waking up in the morning, taking the health pack with all of the nutrients that you need, heading to dance class, heading to training, and then taking the health pack in the PM before we sleep. I feel like it's, helping heal my body, rest my body, and just feel good for the next day. So that would definitely be my top two right now.
So I titled this live stream, turning a passion into a career. So let's dive down that a little bit. How are you able to turn your passion for dancing into a career? I know we talked a little bit about how you got the gig in Macau, but it obviously didn't start there.
Yes, I would say, well, definitely from having the opportunity to take that first ballet class and having the opportunity to train and grow and take dance classes in my younger years, definitely solidified my passion. I can't remember a day where I didn't want to dance or I didn't want to compete or I didn't want to learn this choreography. So that definitely in my younger years solidified to keep chasing my passion. I would say there were several moments in my career where beautiful people had come into my life, whether it was a gig or another job opportunity that was placed in front of me to take and to enjoy and to explore and experience. And I would say those were like the little pieces along the journey that has allowed me to stay passionate about what I do, to wake up every morning and be excited to dance, and continue to work on the art form and the craft and keep, once you have one dream, there's always another opportunity or another excitement of where you can go. So I think that is how my passion has continued to be fueled in my life.
So one of my favorite questions to ask athletes, because I feel like so many people think, oh, I could never do that. I'm not as talented. Oh, they were born with that gift, right? Where I've met enough athletes, talked to enough athletes to know that's not the case. So you've got an amazing career. You're dancing for a living, which, is probably doesn't feel like a job to you. But
Yes.
was there ever a time where you felt like quitting?
I can't remember a specific moment of feeling like I ever wanted to quit. Of
Mhm.
course, there's, ups and downs of the career. We go for every job thinking that could
Yeah.
be our possibility or the place we want to dance. But I've learned later, like as I've gone through my journey in my later years in the career, is definitely those little moments of rejection are actually guiding me to that perfect job for me. I never imagined performing in this water show here. I never imagined performing with acrobats and
Yeah.
people from all over the world. I was trained in classical ballet. So I just believe that yes, there's trials and tribulations, but if you just allow yourself to keep remembering why you started and why you love to dance or whatever art form you do, you can continue your passion for as long as you want, as long as you just keep following those little push and those little guides of where you want to go.
So I love how you put that, and I've never heard it articulated in that way of
Okay.
having setbacks or rejections be a guiding point. That's awesome. I love
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, we grow into that
Yeah.
that way of thinking for sure, but that's definitely where I'm at right now in my life.
So what does your daily routine look like? I mean, I know you're super busy, so getting the nutrition in, all the exercise, because you're really fit. I mean, anybody who's performing at shows like that is amazing. I saw one video of a guy do, he was on his knees and then put his hand down on the ground and like lifted himself up off the ground with one hand and was like spinning all around. Like that's insane. I don't think people realize how hard that is. So a lot of what you guys do is extraordinary. So how do you get into that level of fitness?
Yeah, so I would say, like you had mentioned before, I mean, yes, we go to work, that is our job, but like you said, it is playtime, it is fun. We have everything we need in order to stay fit, stay healthy in our theater. I would definitely say kind of my morning routine would be I love to wake up and I love to just have a moment to reflect, have a little bit of a meditation time. Maybe if I have something on my mind, I like to just take that time to ground myself before we go full gas into trainings,
Yeah.
rehearsals, and showtime. Right now, we're unfortunately with the circumstances, we're on pause from the show. But on a regular day, when we would be going for shows, yeah, we would head to the theater. We kind of do our own training, what we need for our specific body. So for me, I really enjoy to do the Pilates. I feel like it just tones the muscles. It's rooting the muscles deep inside to protect my muscles when I really want to stretch my boundaries and
Yeah.
try different things. We always warm up with a dance class because that's my
Yeah.
profile. So we will do a ballet class or we do a contemporary class as well. Yes, and we will have rehearsals on stage, whether it's we need to tweak this, we need to try this, there's a technical thing here, or just to clean our choreography because we do the same show day in and day out. It may change slightly
Yeah.
depending on circumstances, but it's very important to keep, as a group, our choreography tight. Things happen, we need to tighten it up, clean this and that. So, and then normally by about 4 o'clock, that's our 1 hour call. We would have our first show at 5 o'clock and our second show at 8 o'clock. And we will be out of the theater probably around 10.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you just brought something up that sparked this next question.
Okay.
Has there ever been a moment in the show where something really crazy happened that nobody expected, that maybe the audience didn't even know because you guys were able to adapt and play it off?
Yes, I would say definitely in this theater, safety is the number one rule in the show.
Yeah.
And what's really unique about this theater or this performing lifestyle is we can talk a little bit on stage. So if you're feeling something, if you notice something, like you had said before, the stage is huge. There's lots happening.
Yeah.
So if we see something, we sense something, we communicate as a team, and yeah, and usually we troubleshoot, we will help one another through the issue. But like you said, there's a lot of technical things happening on stage, so of course there can be moments that happen on stage, but we just try to laugh through it or troubleshoot, get back on stage if we need. But yeah, we're a well-oiled machine, and everyone is number one is safety, so always watching out for us on stage.
So is it crazy performing in the water? Because the water is just one of those elements that, really, I mean, running in water takes a lot more energy. Yeah, swimming, all that. So is it crazy having that much water be a huge element in your show?
Definitely as a dancer, because we like to use the movement, we like to use
Yeah.
the breath. And then, like you said, we add that element where we have water at our feet. So we need to learn how to use the force differently. Also, our costumes are made for the water, but they can become quite heavy
Yeah.
just from the water. So that was something that kind of surprised me when I first joined the show. And we all wear wigs for our character as well. So the wigs will be a little bit of weight as well. So all of those things we learn very quickly to adapt, especially when we're doing so many shows and so many rehearsals. So your body will adapt. But I can definitely remember when I first arrived here, the first week of rehearsals in the water, I would just go home and crash because I was
Yeah.
so tired from finding the energy, the perfect energy to push or hold back and just learn to dance in water. So it's definitely a new learning experience to dance in water.
I mean, that's something I never even thought of. I mean, I know when you walk in water with shoes, all of a sudden your shoes feel like they're 10 pounds, but I never even thought about the clothes. I mean, I'm one of those guys, I cannot stand wet pants and a wet shirt. Like that drives me. I don't know why, but that's one of those things that just drives me personally nuts.
So maybe for this show, you would be better watching rather than in the show.
For
So you don't
sure.
have to have wet pants or a shirt.
For sure. I mean, I can't even do a handstand, let alone a one arm stand and move my body in all sorts of different directions. So I'll leave that to the professionals.
Yes.
So we're just about out of time. I shouldn't say
Okay.
just
Oh my
about out of
gosh,
time.
time flew.
Yeah, time's been going. Yeah, it goes super fast. But I'm just we don't really have a time limit. I just want to be courteous of your time. I know you're at the start of your day today. So, but one thing I really like to ask each athlete when we do this live stream is what's one thing that you do every day that doesn't take very long, that somebody else watching could do to maybe help them be happier or be more productive, or what.
That's a really beautiful compliment and really has touched my heart. Thank you so much. And I feel the same with you, emailing you with any question or about our events that are coming up. I felt like you have given me that kindness and joy in return